Welcome to the underwater level where we talk about gaming news and stuff. Let me move a little bit over here. Um, I have a lot of stuff to talk about here. Um, a lot of it Nintendo related, a lot of it Pokemon related. Um, we're gonna be um, mostly going over like stuff from the past like month or so. Because there was a lot of stuff that came out. As far as like presentations and stuff. Um, Because I was gonna try to go back to, all the way back to the Game Awards that happened in December, though that's, like, a couple of months ago now. Um, if you do wanna see, like, my reactions and stuff to that, I do have the reaction video on my YouTube channel. Um, so I didn't wanna, like, go over all of that as well. So if you wanna see my reactions to that, I do have the whole video, reacting to it on YouTube. Um But, speaking of which, there was the state of play this week,
All you
and,
need to know is that we blame Jeff for what happened to Highguard.
yeah, pretty much. Which that's funny. Yeah, I didn't even put High Guard on here because that was like a big thing that happened, with that game, like basically being almost DOA. Um, but
And as we all know, there is no Easter Bunny, there is no Tooth
yeah,
Fairy, and there is no Final Fantasy IX Remake.
yeah, that wasn't at the Game Awards. It wasn't at this we're about to talk about or the partner showcase. So yeah. But anyway, but speaking of which, about like reaction videos, I was going to put out my reaction video to the state of play that came out this week, but something happened to Twitch's VOD system where it wouldn't allow me to like highlight my VOD to like upload the reaction video. And I didn't record it locally, so I don't have access to actually like put that reaction VOD up. Um it didn't just happen to me. It was like site wide on Thursday for whatever reason. I don't know why. Like VODs on Thursday just got glitched out or something. Um, Hopefully it does fix at some point. But for right now, I guess we'll talk about the state of play because that's the first thing we'll talk about. We're kind of like going backwards a little bit for like different stuff we'll be talking about because this is like the newest thing. Um, but yeah, the state of play, which was they said it was more than 60 minutes. Which it was, like, much more, actually. It was like a 72-minute direct. Not direct, but a state of play. I get um, getting my head ahead of myself here. It's, like, one of the biggest ones they've ever done, and to be honest, like, it was a lot better than previous ones they've done before. A lot of the ones they've done before were, like, very underwhelming, but this one actually had a lot of new announcements. Um, uh They had a lot of updates on, like, stuff we've known before, but, like, it did have a lot of new announcements, which were pretty cool. So we'll go over those a little bit here. Um, so the first thing was actually, ooh, Kana Bridge of Spirits here, which does look pretty good. Um, I haven't played the first or not Kana Bridge of Spirits, but this is, like, a new Kana game. I forgot what the subtitle is of this one. Um, but it's by the people who did that, like, Majora's Mask, short from a while back. Um, I didn't play the first game that they made. I've been wanting to. I just never got around to it. I just know the animation just looks very good. Like they're like very good animators. Um, so I'm very interested to see more of this. But yeah, you can see like it definitely looks like an animated movie with like how it's animated. It's very good. Um, So that was an interesting thing to see. I know that the first game was like an early PS5 game. I just never like picked it up or anything. Um, then we had Ghost of Yotei Legends, well, which is like the new mode in Ghost of Yotei. Because they had the same kind of like mode in the first Ghost game. Um, Death Stranding 2 on PC. Not much about that, just like a short little trailer. Um, Okay, this game. I saw a video about this yesterday, or was it this morning? Anyway, I saw a video about this game, and I was complaining about it when I was actually reacting to it yesterday on stream. Or not yesterday, but on Thursday. Um, For Loop. It's from Bad Robot, which is like a movie studio, but like it makes no sense as to why is like a movie studio making like a multiplayer focus game? Like it kind of looks cool, but like it's sort of like a Left 4 Dead type of thing, I think, but I don't know. Yeah, it has JJ Abrams. It's JJ Abrams studio. Um Like, I don't know. Maybe I needs to see more to be convinced, but I don't know. I mean, Helldivers didn't really convince me, but that became like a huge thing. Um, so I don't know. Maybe this will become a huge thing. I have my doubts, but at least it looks a little bit more interesting than like some of the other things, like we mentioned before, High Guard. Um, so we'll see. Then we had another trailer for Pragmata. There's like a demo out for it now. I've heard good things about the demo. Um, and how it's like it's kind of like Resident Evil a little bit with like its gameplay, but a bit different. Um, so we'll see. It comes out very soon. It comes like in April, I think. Speaking of Resident Evil, we had a little Capcom segment here. We had another trailer for Requiem, which comes out at the end of the month, actually on Pokemon Day. So I'm not gonna be playing it because I'm gonna be doing a lot of stuff with Pokemon Day, and I'm starting my bidathon. But I do want to eventually want to play Requiem. I recently finished Resident Evil 2 on stream, so I'm I'm very excited to play Requiem at some point later this year. I want to play 3 first too as well, but I'm probably gonna play this like later in the year. Um, we got a new remaster of another Legacy of Kain game. Um, I don't know if that makes all of them. I don't know how many Legacy of Kain games there are, but it's interesting that they're doing a lot of them. Um, this one is weird. Brigadane Abyss. Didn't really know much about this. It just looks like a tactics game. Um, then we had a then we had a trailer for this is like a remaster of Dead or Alive 6. So it's like a remake of the 6th game. But then they had a teaser about the 30th anniversary, and the fact that there's going to be a new Dead or Alive game coming out at some point. We just don't know when. But I'm not into fighting games, so I'm not really super interested in them. Dead or Alive, aka the game most guys play on their own at night. Dead or Alive, Deader or Aliver. You know what's funny is that in this right there, this is literally the thumbnail. Um, if you look at the trailer on YouTube, this is the thumbnail. Yeah, no shame. It's like they know their audience.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
Yeah, that's just like the thumbnail. Kevin doesn't like fighting. He's a passive fish. I'm not a fish. Then we had like a gameplay trailer for Control Resonant. I haven't played the first Control, but this one looks very weird. Um, so very, very interesting. Has a lot of like gravity mechanics and stuff. Then, let's see, what was this? Crimson Moon? Oh yeah, I forgot about this one. This is like the third person night game. Um, that has like the big violence in it. Looked pretty cool. I completely forgot about this one in this state of play. Um, then we had another trailer for Beast of Reincarnation, which this is the the game from Game Freak. Um, which is like, oh yeah, this doesn't look like Pokemon at all. So I'm wondering like how this game is gonna do. Did they have a release date for this? Oh yeah, they do have a release date. Hold on. Yeah, August 4th. Yeah, we'll see how this does. Then a thing for Rayman 30th anniversary. Um, like a new port of the game. Um, I've heard some controversy about this though, because apparently they're like replacing the music. Um, with like new music. Um, I don't know how Rayman fans feel about that because I never really played a Rayman. Other than like Kingdom Battle, I guess, which is Raving Rabbids, which technically isn't really too much a Rayman other than Rayman side characters. 30th anniversary was technically last year? Really? PC version has some BS launcher? Yeah, it's probably the Ubisoft thing. Um, and then Mina the Hollower here. We did get another trailer for that. It's supposed to be coming this spring. I definitely wanna play it at some point. They have a prologue. I also want to play this game too. And then let's see, what was this? Oh yeah, the Shinobi Ops is like a stealth game, like zoomed out, which is interesting. Project Windless. This one was weird. It's like, oh, I guess we're a chicken man. It's like super serious. Kind of crazy. It kind of reminds me of Wukong. Um, it kind of has that same kind of vibe to it. Um, Fellow Avians such as myself very excited for this. No bias, yeah. Then oh yeah, Star Wars Galactic Racer. This was announced a while ago, but or not a while ago, but like I think this was also announced at the Game Awards. Um, or it might have been announced earlier. I don't remember. But yeah, welcome back, Pod Racer. Did we have a release date for this one? It was at the Game Awards. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, coming this year. We just don't know when. It had more of a 007 First Light, the James Bond game. Then there was like a big segment with Konami. Konami had a lot to show. It seems like Konami is like actually making games again because we had a big stint for a while where Konami just didn't make anything. They only like put out some collections to like satisfy some people for a bit, but they were like really focused on pachinko machines for a long time. Um, but now it seems like they're finally putting out some stuff. And they're still putting out collections, but this is the volume 2 of Metal Gear Solid, which Metal Gear Solid 4 is going to be in it, and Metal Gear Solid 4 has been stuck on the PS3 like since launch. It has not been on any other platforms. Um so I'm very glad that fans are finally able to like play it on modern consoles. So that's pretty cool. Haven't made a name of themselves since PT and also is creator. Yeah. So it seems like they're kind of turning things around a bit. Time to finally get into MGS. Yeah, I definitely want to play the Metal Gear Solid games because especially with like both of these two volumes. Um, and then oh yeah, this was actually announced at the February State of Play last year. Um, this Darwin's Paradox with this this little octopus, little 2D game here, which looks fun. Looks fun. I enjoy games like this, so I might pick it up at some point. And then to celebrate Castlevania's 40th anniversary, um, a new Castlevania, like brand new. We haven't had a new one since the Lords of Shadows games. Like it's been a long time since there's been a new Castlevania. So, and you know, the people who made Dead Cells are actually working on this, and they did like a collaboration with Dead Cells a while back. Um, but yeah, the people who made Dead Cells are making this, so that's really cool. I've heard really good things about Dead Cells. So yeah, very excited about that. I definitely wanna pick that up. I haven't played a lot of Castlevania games, but I am a fan. I would say because I played like Castlevania 1, 4. I played Symphony of the Night. Um, I played Circle of the Moon. And I played the Bloodstained games a little bit, which that's kind of like a spiritual successor to the Castlevania games. From like a different studio. Um, but I want to play more. I have like the Advanced Collection, and I want to get the what is it, Dominus Collection, which is like the DS games. So yeah, yeah, Castlevania, very exciting to see that back finally. And then I didn't know what this was to begin with because I was like, it feels like Silent Hill, and it was like we were still in the Konami section. I wasn't actually sure if we were still in it. But yeah, it's another new Silent Hill, which is crazy because we just had Silent Hill F last year. And the year before that, we had the Silent Hill 2 remake. So now we're getting another Silent Hill? It's kind of crazy. Like I said, Konami's having a big resurgence right now. In the same way that Capcom had a big resurgence, like um last decade, or in the tail end of last decade, like things were doing really well with like Monster Hunter and Resident Evil, and and a bunch of like cool collections and stuff they were doing. Um, so it seems like Konami's like coming back. Um, and then there was Rev Noir, which this one wasn't nearly as interesting as some of the other stuff. Um, it's just like okay, it just seems like kind of like a generic type of anime RPG. Don't know much about it. Um, but yeah, it's a brand new, but we'll see how it does when it comes out. Then we have John Wick, a John Wick game. Which who's making this? Oh yeah, Saber Interactive, I think, is making this. I think that's what the logo was at the end. Which Saber Interactive, I'm more excited for the Jurassic Park game that they're making, the Jurassic Park Survival. Yeah, Saber Interactive. Here we go. And then we got more looks at Marathon, which to be honest, I think it does look better than I what I thought it was before. But yeah, there's that whole controversy last year of them like plagiarizing an artist. Um, it seems like they settled with the artist. They're like actually paying them. Um, so we'll see what happens when it comes out. And then let's see, coming soon to PlayStation Plus. We got a lot of that. Oh yeah. So Time Crisis coming to the Classics catalog. For those of you who don't know, Time Crisis is a light gun game. Do you know how they're getting around that with it being a light gun game? They're using the gyro. They're using the gyro in the PS5 controller.
My mom!
No. They're using the gyro in the PS5 controller for your aiming. That's how it works. I was like, "Oh, so that's how you can do light gun games with a with like with an HD TV that does not have a CRT." Yeah. Yeah, I use, like, gyro aiming, like, when I first played Breath of the Wild, when I tried out the gyro aiming for, like, the arrows and stuff, I was like, "Wow, this is so good, I love this aiming." Actually, no, I played it in Splatoon first. In Splatoon first is how I use gyro. Because Splatoon, like, yeah, that's like, gyro aiming is, like, make or break in Splatoon. Then, oh, yeah, that was coming to PlayStation Plus. Then we got, more looks at, Saros, the game by Housemarque, which did, Returnal. Which I still wanna play Returnal at some point. I'll just have to find time for it. Then Marvel Tokon. We got new characters revealed for this. A couple of deep cut characters I had no idea about. Yeah, Danger. Um, it was Danger and what Magic? Um, that were revealed here. Yeah, I think like her name was Magic, but yeah. Then Storm and um Wolverine as well. Again, another fighting game, which I'm not interested in a fighting game. Magic is Colossus' sister? Oh. But yeah, it looks cool though. I wish I was into fighting games so I could be excited for it, but no. Um then we had a big announcement of the God of War trilogy remake, which is pretty cool. Yeah, they the original an original voice actor for Kratos here. So I'm guessing he's going to be voicing in this remake. Um Danger is literally a sentient version of X-Men's Danger Room? What? Yeah, it is missing the PSP games. It's missing the PSP games and stuff. Um, but yeah, cool that they're doing the Greek trilogy remake. Oh, I guess we won't see it for a while though. Um, but one cool thing that they did announce here is they announced a shadow drop of a 2D God of War game, which is like a and kind of an origin story. God of War Sons of Sparta. Because I know this was rumored last year. I guess they were just like a year early. Uh, in talking about it, because yeah, they announced this trailer and then they shadow dropped it. It's like available to play now. I haven't heard like any reviews yet because I think people are just like still playing through it. Um, but yeah, 2D God of War game, really cool. And then what was okay, yeah, that was the last thing. Last thing was the God of War trilogy announcement and the God of War Sons of Sparta shadow drop here. Never heard much about the PS4 God of War games, and they were mostly prequels. Yeah, I think what is it? Chains of Olympus, I think, is like a prequel. I don't know. I've only really played the first God of War and 2018 and Ragnarok. So I don't know much about the Greek trilogy. I do want to play through them though. Um, but yeah, it's neat that they shadow dropped. So what was missing? I'll wait. What was missing from this state of play, or
My
who
mom!
who was missing? Well, yeah, Kingdom Hearts 4, but like it's not just like Kingdom Hearts 4. It's like Square in general was nowhere. I sent an image to Tommy of this thing here. Let me show it. Let's see. As the Final Fantasy theme is playing right now. Yeah, this Square Enix have just announced absolutely nothing. Nothing from anything. But yeah, Wolverine wasn't there either, which is interesting because that's supposed to come out this year, right? Or was it come out next year? Um, they hate us. Are they playing their own direct? I don't know. Um, but yeah, it was still a very good state of play. Like despite like Square not being there, it was still very good. And they actually did have like some first party stuff with like the God of War stuff and everything. Um, yeah, at least port 13 to PS5. Yeah, we need in the same way that we finally have in the same way we finally have Metal Gear Solid 4 on modern consoles, we need 13 on modern consoles. I know there's the PC version, and it does have some, like, issues, but people have been able to fix it with, like, mods and stuff. Um, but yeah, 13 is, like, the last one that hasn't been on modern consoles, at least, as far as, like, the single player ones go. Um, 'Cause, like, 11, I don't know if that's gonna be on modern consoles ever, um, other than just be on PC. Um, but, yeah, the 13 trilogy, like, it needs to come. But let's move on to the next presentation, which is the partner direct, which the partner showcase direct, which honestly wasn't nearly as interesting as the state of play, which is crazy to say as me for me as a big Nintendo fan. Um, but it's kind of weird they didn't have a general direct instead this February, and they instead got a partner direct. It's very weird. Oh, you got an illustration Chikorita in pocket? That's nice. Um, so the first thing they revealed is, or not revealed, but this was also announced at the Game Awards, I believe. Um, which is this very cool like 80s style anime game. Like even the 3D models are kind of in that style. Um, but it's a co-op game, and I'm like, I just had to find like the right person to like play it with. Um, it's so unfortunate when you like to look at a game. There's like, oh, this looks really cool, but it's like strictly co-op. You just can't play it single player. Want to play it? Get a friend. Yeah, because the other thing about like games like this is that like setting up stuff with like streamers for like a long play session of a certain game is kind of hard, kind of hard to do. Um, Then we had this, which apparently there was another paranormal site on Switch before. I had no idea about this franchise. It was kind of like a mystery game, mystery visual novel. Captain Tsubasa, soccer game, which surprisingly is not the only one that's in this direct. Then this one was very interesting. Tokyo Scramble. Tokyo Scramble's really weird. It is deadly creatures called Xeno. Which that's a dinosaur, but it has ears. That's really weird. That's a really weird design. But yeah, it's kind of like a stealth horror game trying to survive. But the really interesting thing about this game wasn't even like this concept or like the creature designs or whatever. It's this part over here. Sharing controls with other players. Like, I have never heard of that before. Like, one person controlling the movement, one person controlling actions, one person controlling, like, the camera or the abs is like, what the hell? I That's gotta be really weird to play a game like that. It's almost like a Twitch plays Pokemon type of thing. Sounds so cool, especially on a stealth game. Can't wait to rage bait. And then we have Valheim coming to Switch 2. I know Valheim's like been a big game on like for Twitch before. So I know people really like this game. And then oh yeah, we had an update for Hollow Knight, which is gonna have 120 FPS, 4K for a Switch 2. So that's cool. Available now. Then we have eFootball. Like I said, not the first soccer game. We had two here. Then an update on Adventures of Elliot, the that HD 2D action adventure game. Actually, not a RPG. I mean, it's like a sort of an RPG, but it's more Zelda-like. Um, which is really cool. I did try out the demo. I'm not sure if I liked the demo that much, but maybe they changed things. Because one of the criticisms of the demo is that it was kind of slow. Um, so maybe they sped it up a little bit for like the movement. Um, but we'll see. But that comes out in June. Then we had speaking of Konami with this collections, because Konami had the big thing at the State of Play, but Super Bomberman collection. This is IMO probably one of the best announcements here. I do like Bomberman. I haven't played a lot of like the classic Bomberman games, but this is really cool. And I know like a lot of people love the like do like the big multiplayer for Bomberman, because I've seen at conventions where people play like the Super Bomberman games on like a Super Nintendo with or a Super Famicom with the multi tap to have like up to 8 players playing at the same time. It's really fun. So I'm wondering if they have it like that. Then Square was here. We did get Rebirth. We finally get a look at Rebirth and what it looks like on Switch 2. Which honestly, best looking game here. Like holy shit. Like I guess they're really utilizing the Switch 2. Like of course this is like some of the cutscenes, but so some of them are a bit pre-rendered, but this is like out in the field here, because like once you like step out here, this is what you're playing as. Um, so that's really that really puts a confidence in Square and that the third game will look just as good as this. Because Rebirth is definitely like the most like graphically intensive game that Square's put out in a while. Yeah, Switch is great when a company actually optimizes their games. Yeah, and this is Switch 2. Only Switch 2, but um, yeah, it definitely looks like the DLSS is like helping a lot. Um, so and from what I've heard from like remake and what I've played of the demo, for remake, the 30 FPS like it's gonna be locked at 30 FPS, but it's like very very consistent. There's like no dips at all. Um, so I'm wondering if the same thing's gonna be here on Rebirth. Because it looks very good. I'm excited for them to put out a demo for Rebirth so I can try out Rebirth on Switch 2. Because it'll probably be like the best way for like a lot of people to play the remake trilogy. And it's definitely gonna be interesting when the third game comes out. Because the third game is also gonna be probably big. Get some water here. Um, because Rebirth is already like 102 gigabytes. And that's actually smaller than the PS5 version. I think the PS5 version is like something like 150. It's a lot. Or maybe that's the PC version. I think the PC version's a lot of gigabytes. But yeah, it looks like it plays well. It looks like the frame rates is doing really like like I said, it's very consistent. So it looks like it's going to be a very good way to play the game if you have a Switch 2. Like it might be a little blurry in places, but it's definitely playable. Like, Cloud looks good. Queen's Blood will play just fine. I love Queen's Blood. From what I've heard, apparently Queen's Blood is probably gonna be back in the third game, and I'm very excited for that. That's like a whole like campaign in itself with this side quest. It was fun doing that. All right, then Pragmata, we got another trailer, which I think the trailer was like longer here than in the state of play, and then yeah, release date April 24th. Then we got Turok Origins, like a new Turok game. I had a feeling we saw this before, but I didn't remember where. Like if there where a Turok game was like announced. I don't know if it was announced anywhere else, but very interesting. Hopefully it's good. You can play it single player or co-op. So that's cool. A lot of weird monsters and dinosaurs. Yeah, like that thing. And Kyoto Xanadu, which kind of sounded like Persona, well, by the way they described it. But instead, it's in a sort of Metroidvania style, and then it goes into like boss modes like this. Very weird. The switching for gameplay styles there. Then we have Digimon Story Time Stranger, which what's weird about this? Not that Digimon's on like everything, but we finally getting Digimon Time Story on Switch 2 as well, because Digimon Time Story is already on the other platforms. Um, but they have choices for the quality and performance modes. For some reason, on some of the other also, oh my god, I forgot about Beazel Starmon. I think that's the name of that Digimon. Um, I've seen some crazy art of this one. This is a game rated T for teen, by the way. I think it is. Um, but I was saying with these two modes, apparently on some of the other versions, they don't even have the modes. They just have it stuck at 30. Um, at least at launch they didn't have the modes. I don't know if they have them now. I guess they would have them doing an update. But yeah, quality and performance mode. But yeah, the Beelzebub Starmon. I think that's its name for the Digimon. Yeah, I wanna try out Digimon Story at some point. I have like Cyber Sleuth. I have that on PC. Um, so I would like to try those games out. But I know this is like a completely different story, I think. So I might just like pick this up at some point. I might pick this up on Switch too. So we'll see. It'll curb my want for Pokemon Gen 10 for a while. If Gen 10 actually comes out this year. Um, and Grand Blue Fantasy Endless Ragnarok. I don't know anything about Grand Blue. Hey, wait a minute. That's what a Mikote from Final Fantasy 14. So with the cat ears. Then Monster Hunter Stories 3, which they came out with a demo, and that's out March. That's actually very soon. It's out in like a month. Um. Oh yeah, this is very interesting. So Arcade Archives. They're doing more Arcade Archives too, which is they're focusing on 3D games for that. Because we already have like Arcade Archives for a lot of the arcade games. Now Arcade Archives 2, for the 3D games, and now they're doing console archives. So for console games, and there's more info about these, that I found out about. So Doraemon is like one from Famicom. So it's interesting that they're gonna have a lot of Famicom games too. Sonic Wings Special. Um, then yeah, Cool Borders. For those of you that don't know, Cool Borders is a PlayStation game. It was a PlayStation exclusive game. So I'm wondering what other games is console what other games is console archives like do they have their hands on? Cuz there's a lot of games like from back in the day that like never made it to other platforms. That are from like some weird third parties. Um but yeah, and like and PlayStation had a lot of them, like both on PS1 and PS2. And apparently apparently oh, Tatsunoko versus Capcom. Yeah, I think that one would probably be on a Capcom fighting game collection um at some point because they've been doing a lot of those fighting game collections. Um but I would think but yeah, Ninja Gaiden 2, like the NES version, because they've done like the Ninja Gaiden like arcade version of Ninja Gaiden as well. But yeah, it does seem like they're doing some third parties as well, because this is from Konami. No, wait, no, that's not Konami. That's Koei Tecmo. That's Koei Tecmo. Um, MR Ferk, thank you for following. Um, so some info I found out about this. Uh, there was like another trailer that came out where they're talking about like the different you know uh console archives things they're going to be doing. Apparently, they're going all the way up to 2009 for their console archives. So that opens up a ton of games. Um, so I'm wondering if they're gonna be putting stuff from like the GameCube, Wii, um, like Xbox and 360, PS2, PS3. I wonder if they're getting some stuff from that too for the console archives. Other than just stuffs from like like Genesis, Super Nintendo. and stuff. The Mattel Hyperscan. Because there could be a lot of cool stuff that they can add to the console archives. So we'll see what they do like later on. Then we had a little sizzle reel here, which is a lot of stuff. Yeah, Scott Pilgrim EX. That was announced at the Game Awards, I think, or was that the Summer Games? I can't remember. Um, let's see. Oh yeah, this one was interesting to me. Um, Cold Begins. I played Cold Saga on the 360, and I didn't know there were like there was a lot more games that like came out with Cold so that was interesting. Oh yeah, DS games too. They could do that as well. And then they ended with well, not ended, but they talk about Resident Evil Requiem again, which again, like I think both Capcom and Square Enix are doing really well on in utilizing the Switch's the Switch 2's power. Cause like Resident Evil looks very good. So does Pragmata. The only thing that's kind of looks a little worse than the other consoles is the hair. That's like the only thing that I think you can tell if it's like a Switch 2 game. It's just the hair. Because the hair looks very different on the other consoles. And also, yeah, there's gonna be Leon and Grace Ashcroft amiibo. Yeah, Leon right here. And then yeah, we had a Todd Howard jump scare at the end. That's what we ended with here. Which is some of the Bethesda games coming to the Switch 2. Which Fallout 4. Yeah, the Square and Capcom are using it to advantage. Bethesda not so much. Yeah, because I could have sworn Fallout 4 looked better than this. Did they just put like the graphics settings all the way to low? It looks like they did that. Yeah, Fallout 4. So Fallout finally coming to the Switch 2. I'm surprised they still haven't put 3 in New Vegas on Switch 1 even. '15 edition looking ass graphics. Yeah, and this is the anniversary edition. Um, which it's weird. Maybe it's just like that studio of Bethesda because this is from um what's the name of the studio from Bethesda? Like Machine Games or whatever. I forgot the name of the studio that worked on Indiana Jones because Indiana Jones actually looks good compared to Fallout. Like it doesn't look as good as like the Xbox or PlayStation version, but it looks very good. Looks like he's doing the Bully McGuire face. So yeah, Indiana Jones also coming to the console. Um, and then the last thing they revealed, Oblivion Remastered, which to be honest does look better than Fallout 4 as well. I don't know what the hell happened to the way Fallout 4 looks. That's definitely a weird close up here though of that Patrick Stewart character. Yeah, the first game with DLC. Yeah, that was the big thing that he ended on was 3 big Bethesda games coming to Switch 2. Um, so very interesting partner showcase. We did get release date for Rebirth, which coming out sooner than I thought. Like it's Remake and Rebirth within 6 months of each other because Remake just came out last month. Um, Rebirth is coming out at the end, or not end, but like in the middle of June. Was it the middle of June or the beginning of June? I think it was the beginning. It must have been, yeah. Yeah, June 3rd. Yeah, the very beginning of June, actually. So, yeah. Um, very excited to see how that is. I want to try out the demo. I still haven't gotten the Switch 2 version of Remake, but I'll probably get it at some point. Um, but I kind of need a an SD card to like literally just for these games because they're so big. Um, Best part of that remaster is I kept the wait, let me try that again. That one again line, yeah. Um, but anyway, yeah, this was my most exciting thing is that Rebirth is looking very good on the Switch 2. Yeah, I haven't gotten a micro SD card yet. I kind of should have got it last year before the prices started going up because of all the RAM stuff and the storage prices. Though I have seen some deals on the SD cards, so maybe I can get one before then. No, like I said, I probably won't get these, like, at launch. I'll probably wait for a bit. And also, it's gonna be releasing at $50? So, $10 more than Remake. Remake launched at 40 on Switch 2, and, Rebirth is launching at 50 on Switch 2, which is nice that they're, uh, not releasing completely full price. Because I think they want, people to play the games before the 3rd part comes out. Because the 3rd part, yeah, I'm super excited. We're probably gonna be seeing that at Summer Game Fest in the same way that we saw Rebirth at Summer Game Fest a few years ago. But, um, yeah, still cheaper than Mario Kart. Yeah, Machine Games did the Race Circle. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Um, before the Direct, we actually did have another Direct that was focused on one game, and that was for Tomodachi Life, which was very exciting. I'm so excited for this game. It's gonna be so fun to play on stream. There's, like, so much we'll be able to do. And also with, like, the makeup stuff, I know that and people were be able to make, like, really cool stuff in Miitopia, including a lot of VTubers in Miitopia. And also, yeah, you can be non-binary, which is crazy! You can also, change your preferences too for, like, who do you wanna date as well. Um, so I'm very excited for this
You can
game.
make them is gay.
You can make the Mii's gay, yeah. But yeah, they went over, like, a lot of the main, like, stuff that you do in Tomodachi Life. It's a very weird game. It's not, like, for everybody, but oh, yeah, people fell in love with Hugh Morris. There's so much art of him that came out, like, after the direct of this jester. We have, a teddy bear. Like I said, with the makeup options, you'll be able to make a lot of different cool characters. 'Cause you can, like yeah, you can just, like, paint on the actual me itself. So, we can make a lot of different cool characters. I would like to make some, like, Final Fantasy characters and stuff. Um, that'd be fun. But yeah, there's a lot of really cool, funny things in this direct. A lot of drama as well, like between the Mii's. But yeah, it seems like they added a lot of stuff too. More stuff to do. There's a lot of island customization now because, like, in the original game, you didn't really have like any customization outside of the Mii's themselves. Um, but it seems like you make a lot of cool stuff now, like in the same way that you can like customize an Animal Crossing island. You can just make a bunch of different things. Just see how your Mii's interact. I don't know what the limit is on how many Mii's you can have on an island. Um, Also give them little quirks and also phrases like the villagers in Animal Crossing. Game of the year, I don't care what else comes out. Yeah. 3DS was 100? 100 Mii's? Okay. But yeah, and making the Mii's interact with each other. This is where they did the drama here. Yeah, a lot of cool stuff. A lot of you can customize the way the buildings look. And also you can have the buildings where the Mii's living with each other in the buildings. Oh yeah, here's the drama thing. Um so you can have like a bunch of roommates. You can have up to 8 Mii's living in one building together. I think that's what they said. Yeah, up to 8 in one building. But yeah, it'll probably be like 100 like Mii's you can have on an island.
It's important to note as well that this
Yeah,
is
this is a Switch
technically a
1 game.
Switch 1 game.
This is gonna be one of the last like Switch 1 games. So you can play it on Switch 1. It seems like there's also gonna be like, improvements to like, resolution and stuff on Switch 2. But if you have a Switch 1 and you don't have a Switch 2 yet, it's on Switch 1. It was announced at a Switch 1 Direct. Yeah, and it's coming out in April. So we will definitely be playing this on stream. Uh this will be a lot of fun adding adding a bunch of different characters, including some of my friends and probably some people in chat if they send in their Mii's. I don't know if there's gonna be a easy way to like send in Mii's or like if you can take a screenshot of your Mii and I'll try to recreate it. I know Lib has done the same thing in their streams of where they like try to recreate a Mii. Um so I'll try to do that. Making Hugh Morris, yeah. What if port Mii's from Miitopia in it? Maybe. Maybe we'll be able to do that. Okay, so I'm gonna take a rest with my voice and show you something they didn't really talk about too much. This was announced at now announced last year at the September Direct for the Virtual Boy stuff. And they're announcing this is the overview trailer. This came out like a couple weeks ago. But there's some very interesting stuff here because there's a couple of things they didn't talk about with the announcement last year. So let's check out this trailer. So no Waterworld F out of 10. Oh, I forgot to do this. There we go. I forgot to unmute the audio on OBS. 3 Tetris. What? Girl Tetris block? I actually have tried out Virtual Boy Wario Land on an emulator before. It feels like a Wario Land game. Does it have like a color feature? Yeah, they do talk about that, but it's... They said it's coming, like, later in the year? Red Alert, which basically looks like a primitive Star Fox game. Yeah, rewind features just like the other NSO games. Cheating at pinball. Yeah, I love the button reassignments that they have now. Oh god, even the menu is red? Yeah. Yeah, Mario Clash, Mario Tennis, Jack Bros, Space Invaders Virtual Collection, Virtual Bowling, Vertical Force, V Tetris, and this was big. Previously unreleased Virtual Boy games, Zero Racers, which is kind of like an F-Zero game, and this D-Hoppers, which, I don't know about you, but this looks like a Togetic. That is just Togetic. Yeah, look at it, it's Togetic. That's Togetic. Like, that logic, when's 40 weeks coming in N64 NSO? Yeah. But yeah, these games coming later this year. And also, yeah, another thing, I don't know why that's coming later this year. I don't know why they couldn't do this at launch. But yeah, being able to change the color. But yeah, have them remove the lens that makes it red. What's weird is that I don't know. I don't know why I don't believe that you need... It says that you need the Virtual Boy headset to actually play the games. How would they detect that? Is it like some, like, connection within the headset? Because there's also the thing with the cardboard thing. Because, like, couldn't I just, like, play it handheld then? without the cardboard thing on? Yeah, they announced it was required. But, like, I assume that the reason that it is required is that it produces, you know, as far as, like, how to do a 2D or how to do a 3D effect on something like this, is that with a headset like this, with a, you know, how they do VR headsets, is that they produce 2 images on the screen, and it looks like there's one image when you put your eyes within the headset. Also, Greek? No, I'm not Greek. Um, so I assume that's why they say you need it, because it produces 2 images. So I think that if you actually start trying to play, the Virtual Boy games without the headset, it'll just look like you're playing 2 games. Greek name, that's why I asked. Oh! Yeah, yeah, Paleoceno. It's mainly just, like, my, I've just been going by paleo for a while, because I like paleontology. And Steno is because of my favorite dolphin species, which is a rough-tooth dolphin. It's Old Small Road? Is that what Paleosteno means in Greek?
But you know who is Greek?
My mom!
Interesting.
My mom!
Because I was always using, like, the Latin, translation. Which is, like, ancient narrow. Like, I made a scientific name for my for my VTuber, like, my species, which is, Dracocetus, stenodon, which is, like, dragon whale narrowtooth. But also, Alex the Dumb, thank you for, following. But yeah, anyway, where were we? Yeah, so the Virtual Boy, I think the reason they say you need to play it is because it'll produce 2 images. Um, so I think you technically still can play it without it, it's just gonna look like you're playing 2 games. That's what I think, and I think you're gonna only be able to play it in handheld mode. I don't think you're gonna be able to play it in, on TV mode. I hope at some point they'll make it to where you can play it on TV mode, but we'll see. I really hope they do, because I wanna be able to do it for the Bitathon, to play future Virtual Boy games on the Bitathon, but I'm not gonna be adding them unless they have it to where we can actually, like, capture the gameplay. So, we'll see. Alright. Next up, there's a new LEGO set. A new well, actually, there's a bunch of LEGO sets we're gonna be talking about here. Um, oh my god, that was loud. Sorry about that. That was very loud. So we got Lego Mario. We're gonna have Lego Luigi, apparently. And apparently, if you look at the wheels here, he's gonna be in a different cart. So Mario has a standard cart. So I assume Luigi's gonna have a different type of cart, that you can build. So that's gonna be cool. And then the Lego Zelda set was finally revealed, which is very cool. I definitely want to get this. It's like the final battle, um, which is literally called that, the final battle of Ocarina of Time. Really, really cool. And you have a Ganondorf minifigure here too. Yeah, big Ganon. Yeah, I definitely want to get this. I still want to get the Deku Tree. Um, because that's another like Nintendo, like I said, I would like to get. So this is the second Zelda set they're coming out with. Very cool that they're doing a Ocarina of Time one with the final battle here. And then we finally got the Pokemon sets revealed. which Pikachu, which Pikachu looks okay, I guess. I like how they have the Thunderbolt here, which is like shaped like his tail a little bit. But there's a little
Paleo's true scientific name, Ichthyostena canadensis, by fish from Canada.
oh my god. Not a fish. But anyway, um what's neat down here is that actually the bricks um turn into a 25 here for Pikachu's number. And then here's the big one. It's a big set with all three of the evolved starters. And then Eevee, which Eevee definitely looks the best, I would say. Like, I think these look a bit better than Pikachu. Um, Pikachu's, like, fine. But, and these look cool with the, different, stands here. But Eevee definitely looks the best. And also, Eevee's, like, the cheapest out of these three. Eevee's, like, $60. Um, the Pikachu is $200. It's a big set. Yeah, 2,050 pieces. And this one's the most expensive at $650. It is nearly 7,000 pieces. It is a very big set. This would take more than a day to build. Definitely more than one stream if I were to build this thing. Probably multiple streams, more than two. Because, like, already, like, that Mario Kart set took me, what, 6 hours or something to build? And that wasn't not nearly as many pieces as this. This is a lot of pieces. I'd probably do, like, one Pokemon a stream or something. Can't build Venustoys? You could! if you wanted to. Just put them together. But yeah, this is big. This is a very big Lego set. It is actually one of the biggest ones they've ever made. It's, like, in the top 10. As far as, like, ones for sale for retail. Which a lot of this one probably won't be in, like, a Walmart or whatever, or, like, a Best Buy. Maybe a Best Buy, but, because I don't really see stuff like this, or, like, the Death Star. The big Death Star set, that's, like, $1,000 set. Those are usually, like, either sold at LEGO stores or just online. So, that's probably where you're gonna see this sold. Then the Pikachu, $200, you'll probably see this in stores. Because I see, like, $200 sets in stores and stuff. And then Eevee, you'll probably see this a lot. And then, unfortunately, I don't like the gift with purchase and stuff. Because, like, it kind of forces you to, like, try to, like, pre-order things to, like, get these exclusive sets. But, there's, like, a gift with purchase with the, uh, with purchasing, like, the pre-orders on the LEGO store. He has the gym badge set. But there are gonna be some smaller sets and, like, kind of like, uh, sets that are, more geared towards, like, lower build levels, I guess? Because these are, like, expert builds. Um, like, both of these are expert builds. They say 18 plus, which that's not really the thing about, like, I saw a lot of people who are not Lego fans looking at that and it's like, "Oh, so it's only for adults." No, that's not what that means. A kid can still get this and build it. That is just like, the build level of, like, that this is, like, your I guess, your, like, mental build level of, like, how good you are at building Lego, um, or how resilient you are at building Lego. That's a recommendation, they had to put it on there. Yeah, like the quote from the Lego Movie. Because this one also says 18 plus, but, like, it's only a $60 set. Like, kids are definitely going to buy this. Or not buy this, or, like, you know, have their parents buy it for them. Um, but and I understand it's I've seen a lot of people who are Pokemon fans, but are not Lego fans that are, like, very upset by the prices, but I'm like, "Yeah, that makes sense for, like, the, the amount of pieces some of these are." 'Cause, this is a $2,000 or not $2,000, oh my god. This is a 2,000 piece set for $200, and that makes sense. It's usually about 100 pieces per $100, per $10. What am I saying? I'm mixing up my numbers. It's about 100 pieces per $10. Um, so, yeah. People who don't Lego don't understand Lego economics, yeah. $2,000 for the smushed in Pikachu, yeah. Um, but yeah, and then $60 for the EV, which technically that would be the most expensive, like, if you go per brick. 'Cause, this one has, like this is, like, nearly $7,000. Not oh my god, I keep saying dollars instead of pieces. Nearly 7,000 pieces for, like, $650. Um, 'Cause, yeah, it says, 6,838 pieces. Yeah. Yeah, not 7,000. Oh my god, I keep messing up the words. That's eBay prices, yeah. Which is so funny is that scalpers, like, tried to, like scalpers tried to, tried to, like, buy up everything for these, but unfortunate for them, I'm gonna look up right now. I'm gonna look up Lego's site for the Lego Pokemon stuff. Because this was revealed a while ago now. I believe yeah, you can still pre-order the Pikachu and the Eevee. Right now the starter trio, um, that still says coming soon. It doesn't say sold out. Because the thing about Lego is that Lego really, really hates people scalping their products. They really hate it. So, especially with sets like these, like special sets, like the ideas sets and stuff like that, they will produce as much as possible. Like, for example, the Transformers Lego sets. The Optimus Prime came out in 2023. You can still buy that for its retail price right now. Like, they're still making it. Like, they'll produce it for, like, as long as they want to. Um, so these sets are going to be produced for a while. Like, a long while. Especially special sets like this. The smaller sets, maybe not as much. Those go out of print a lot faster than these types of sets go. The big sets usually don't go out of print for a while. Um, but some of the smaller prints do. They'll last for like a couple of years. So there are gonna be some smaller Lego sets that'll come out uh this year as well for Pokemon. We don't know what those look like yet, but they will also be in like various price ranges. There's definitely gonna be some cheaper sets. I promise you that. Um, these are just like the big ones that they're starting with. The villain in the next Lego movie is an evil scalper. Then yeah. Also, Ash, thank you for the Seven Strange Freak. But yeah, let's watch the commercial they made. which they only did like a little short vertical version. I don't know if they did a widescreen version, but here's the vertical version.
In a world of taxes, instead of gym badges, one trainer is about to remember who he really is.
It is official. Our reports confirm that Lego Pokemon creatures are finally here and have started appearing around the world.
No, this isn't a Super Bowl commercial.
More on this as the story develops, so please stay tuned.
Blastoise, Venusaur, Pikachu.
Your time has come, and Destiny doesn't care about lower back pain.
It started with taxes, yeah.
Yeah,
Welcome to the
Remember
Lego Pokemon world.
Buy our Lego sets.
Join the
but get your
scavenger
bills
hunt
and
at
taxes,
lego.com.
Get a
Who the
Pikachu.
IRS sends, I am not paying taxes.
Yeah, you're old. Remember Pokemon? Buy our Lego set. Forget your bills and taxes and get a Pikachu. Yeah. But yeah, Lego Pokemon coming out Pokemon Day. Actually, all of these sets are coming out on Pokemon Day. If I find a set the week before, I might. If I get I might get the Eevee before then. If I find it, that is, in stores. But speaking of scalpers and stuff in Pokemon, apparently, Pokemon is working on trying to combat the scalpers. Because, the Millennium Print Group, which is actually in North Carolina, where I live, they apparently signed the largest U.S. manufacturing lease of 2025. They're going to be making a 1.27 million square foot campus to print cards. That's very big. And my dad works for an architecture firm, and I asked him, like, is that big? And he said that's huge. Like, it's very big. And the thing is, like, right now they're leasing more than 400,000 square feet of the existing buildings. But they're making newly constructed 866,000 square feet. And this is gonna be, like, completed next year. Bigger than my Uncle Johnny's mechanic. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting what happens with Pokemon going forward. Because right now we are in a very, very big boom where the 30th anniversary is, like, this month. There's still gonna be, like, new cool sets coming out. The next set is probably gonna be, like, calmed down a little bit because, like, it's gonna be the Zygarde set and nobody really cares about Zygarde. And then there's gonna be, like, the Greninja set after that, and people might care a little bit more about that, but Greninja's no, like, Charizard. Like, I'm sorry. Like, Greninja's very popular, but he's no Charizard. And we just had a Charizard set, and that set was actually pretty, like, widely available. But this set that's, like, currently out, the Ascended Heroes, it came out with just, like, the 3-pack blister. They delayed everything else to February 20th. Like, all the other stuff is actually coming out, like, next week. So we'll see what happens. But definitely next year, once they get everything, like, rolling, man, I am so excited for, like, things to calm down a bit more. Since I'm one of the people who got back in with the boom. So I know I'm partially to blame for that, but I'm not the one, like, trying to make money off of Pokemon. I just want to collect the cards. there's a lot of people, like, within the boom right now that are either trying to, like, you know, scalp or hold on to product forever, and, like, never open it. Um, but yeah. I'm very excited for them to finally, like, help fix this. I think things are going to get better this year, even before this facility, like, gets online. Um, I think things are gonna be very interesting when the 30th anniversary set comes out. That's probably gonna be announced, at Pokemon Day. At Pokemon Day, we're most likely getting that 30th anniversary set announced, and it's probably gonna be coming out sometime in the fall, I think. Um, because like, I know at least for the next 2 sets will be, Zygarde and Greninja. After that, it's probably the 30th anniversary set. But we'll see. Yeah, a lot of them are going to One Piece. And actually some of them are going to Dragon Ball and other stuff. It's weird. Like, they're going to just everything. Um, but hopefully things do get better. Um, so the people that want to collect, like me and those of you in chat, um, will be be able to actually walk into a store without having to wait in line. But anyway, more Pokemon news. Actually, yeah, we're ending with a lot of Pokemon news here. We don't know what this is. They announced this called Pokemon Day Out and Night Out events. It says experiences specially designed to give fans of all ages connect with fellow trainers in immersive ways. Day Out will feature family-friendly activities in programming. While Night Out events will have surprises in store for longtime fans who grew up with Pokemon. So, I asked Tommy this. He's like, what do you think Night Out means? Like, if they'd specified that Day Out was like a family-friendly event, is Night Out not for family-friendly? What does that mean? It means this. Kiss a homie, yeah. Like, the only thing I can think of is, like, drinking, I guess? But I don't know. Nightclub of Pokemon? Yeah. But they didn't even say, like, you know, what's gonna be happening. Or where these events are gonna be taking place. But we'll see. Alright. And speaking of new Pokemon stuff, Pokemon Pinball was announced. Not a new game, but an actual pinball machine. So let's take a look at the trailer here.
Our trainer's journey begins.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
Pokemon caught.
You can catch Pokemon.
Who will be the champion of the arena
The
battle?
pinball isn't a Pokemon. I'm disappointed. Yeah. But yeah. And there's actually an overview here I wanted to watch with you guys. Nintendo Wire did this. And they go a lot more in depth about what the Pokemon pinball machine is like. So let's watch that while I drink some water here.
The rumors were true. To celebrate Pokemon's 30th anniversary, and somehow 27 years after Pokemon Pinball launched on the Game Boy Color, we finally have a full-sized, honest-to-goodness Pokemon pinball machine from the wizards at Stern Pinball. And I was lucky enough to be invited out to Stern's headquarters in Chicago to be among the first to play it in person. Now, this is something I've personally been looking forward to for a long time. As a pinball fanatic and a Pokemon fan, it's kind of a dream crossover for me. And I
Oh yeah, isn't there
genuinely
like
think
a
if you're either one of
pinball, like
these, you're going to
a
love
big
what Stern has
pinball
put
place
together
in
here.
Chicago? I think.
Now, one of the first things you're going to notice is that there isn't just one
They
machine.
did say that
there's
Stern Pinball
actually
was like
3.
headquartered there, but I know there's like a
Pro
big like
edition,
pinball arcade.
which is the cheapest barrier of entry, and that retails for $6,999.
Oh yeah.
Premium edition with
Also, if you didn't know, pinball machines are very expensive. They're a lot of money.
some additional bells and whistles.
'Cause it is a whole ass arcade cabinet.
$99. At the very top, there's the limited edition that's capped at 750 units.
Well, not even
That
arcade cabinet, because
retails
like this is
for
like a lot of moving parts and stuff.
$12,999. Now, I'm not going to go super in depth on the differences between these machines just yet. This is just a preview, and we're going to break all of that down when we have our full review dropping in just a few weeks. But the big things that you should
Imagine
know
Scott trying to buy a
is
pinball
that
machine.
at its
Yeah.
core, these games are nearly identical. The cabinets are the same size, and the core mechanics are almost exactly the same across the 3 models, with very few exceptions. There's some certain things, though, on the premium and the limited editions that you're going to get, like an animatronic Pikachu that moves its head during gameplay. The
The
Pro
Pikachu
has the
moving his head.
Pikachu too, but it stays stationary. And on the limited edition, there's an expression lighting system that lights up the entire playfield in a really dramatic way. But no matter what version that you're going to play, you're getting essentially the same core experience. The layout is the same, the rule set is the same, and you're not missing out on the heart of the gameplay. So, with that out of the way, let's talk theme. Right off the bat, this machine feels like a love letter to Generation 1 and the Kanto region. There's definitely a lot of Kanto representation here. You see it in the artwork on the side of the machine and on the playfield itself. But once you get started playing, you quickly realize this isn't just a Generation 1 table. Pokemon from multiple regions are woven throughout the experience. Oh, and yeah, there's a story to this game too. Pokemon Pinball, you're an up-and-coming Pokemon trainer trying to catch them all and battle your way through the Pokemon League. As you play, you'll encounter Pokemon, you'll need to hit specific shots to scan them with your Pokedex, and then eventually, you catch them. Along the way, you might
That's pretty
even
cool.
run into Team Rocket, who's the bad guy of this game, and even Giovanni shows up trying to steal your Pokemon or just cause chaos. Now, as far as the physical toys on the playfield go, there are 2 big standouts. Like I mentioned before, if you're playing Premium or the Limited Edition, you get the animatronic Pikachu at the top right corner of the cabinet that moves during gameplay. But the real star of the show has to be Meowth. Right in the center of the playfield,
Can't leave
you
Meowth
got
in
the
a
Meowth hot
balloon.
air balloon straight from the anime. It moves up, it moves down, and you can bash it with your pinballs. Depending on how you interact with it, you can trigger modes like a Team Rocket multi-ball. This is where 3 pinballs come out at once, and the entire thing turns into pure chaos, and I love it. Now, there's a couple other things that I found in this machine as well. I was able to find 2 unique battle sequences. One was Pikachu versus Raichu, and the other was Pikachu versus Charizard. Now, these were multi-ball battles where you're using Pikachu to take on these Pokemon head-to-head. They're fast, they're chaotic, and they come with some really cool visual effects that show up on the LCD screen as you're playing them. If you're a fan of Pokemon, these moments are going to hit you hard. And across all 3 of these games, the large
Incoming?
LCD screen above the playfield ties everything together. It shows you the mode that you're in, what you're doing in battle, and gives you instructions on how to catch Pokemon. And there's tons of clips from the anime too. It really ties the entire experience together. I love it. Now, the last thing I want to touch on here is probably
Yeah, I
my
love like the anime clips that they're putting up there.
favorite feature of all, and that is the catching mechanic. And Stern really went all out here. Not only can you catch Pokemon during your play session, but you can actually scan your phone using the QR reader at the bottom of the cabinet and save your Pokemon directly into the Stern Pinball app. So if you're at the arcade and you catch 5 or 6 Pokemon, you can come back next week, scan it again, and keep building your collection. It all stays tied to your account.
Oh! Where are the Tank Girl? Thank you for the raid! Oh, you're playing 14! Nice. I've been trying to, play more I play almost every Friday. Um, I play almost every Friday. I play 14. Though I'm not playing. I didn't play it this week or next week or the coming week, unfortunately. But I do play 14 here. But thank you so much for the raid.
Welcome
If you don't know who I am,
invaders. This is Paleo. He's a fish.
I'm not a fish. I'm a dolphin dragon thing. And I'm doing my podcast right now, which is the underwater level. Fish, I'm a bird. I'm not a fish. I'm not a fish though. I literally also eat fish cuz I'm a dolphin dragon thing. Anyway, but
Cannibal.
thank you so much. Thank you so much for the raid. If you need to rest after your stream, please do. Um like I said, I do also play 14. I'm like near the end of the I guess the post game of Realm Reborn and I'm going to be going into the first expansion soon. Um but I'll be doing that later sometime next month probably. Yeah, I'll be going to Heavensward. All right. But yeah, if you need the rest of your stream, please do. Um, I'm gonna be continuing my podcast here. We're just talking about the Pokemon Pinball machine that was announced.
At launch, there
Which
are
looks really cool.
180 Pokemon available to catch. Stern told us more were coming through future updates. How many? I don't know. But with over
Oh yeah. They said 180 Pokemon that you can catch with the pinball machine.
1,000 Pokemon in existence, it could get pretty crazy. So my final impressions. This machine is an absolute blast. If you're a Pokemon fan or just somebody who loves pinball, I genuinely think there's something for you here. I'm going to be spending a lot more time going hands-on with this in the coming weeks, and we'll have a full-on review coming up very soon. So make sure you're subscribed to Nintendo Wire for more coverage on Pokemon Pinball as we get closer to launch. The game is expected to start shipping sometime later this month, so stay tuned. There's a lot more to cover.
Yeah, I do wonder if there's gonna be an arcade near me that will get one of these. If they do, I'll have to check it out. Also, if I was rich, I wouldn't tell anybody, but or if I like suddenly became rich, I wouldn't tell anybody, but there would be signs. There would be signs. Um, but yeah. That's not all for the Pokemon news. Because apparently Universal Studios is going to be getting some. Because we already talked about Pokemon Kanto, during the Pokemon Presents from last year. But apparently Universal Studios Japan is going to be getting some new Pokemon stuff. So it's definitely going to be there first. But it seems like it is going to be making its way to Orlando. So yeah, and they do already have the Super Nintendo World. So I'm very excited if it's going to be coming sometime soon to Orlando because I definitely want to go there. I already want to try to go to Super Nintendo World this year. But definitely will revisit for Pokemon. Because after seeing this, because this is the grand opening tour of Pokemon Kanto. I'm just gonna show like a bit at the beginning here. Because we did like watch the whole thing the other day. Um, but the park looks really cool. It's very small because it's already part of like an existing park. Um, but it's really cool statues and stuff and like a lot of I guess photo opportunities with different things. It's like that roller coaster is all like part of the already existing park. Got some Goomy. But yeah, this is like the main attraction. Is like this walkthrough with like all the different statues. Which is a lot of really cool ones. Um, yeah, this one here with the Tyranitar is really nice. Like in the middle of a battle. A bunch of like, exclusive merch and stuff. Yeah, they do like a thing like they do at Disney where they do like a show and then a parade. But yeah, here's the Pokemon Forest. Oh yeah, I see this is the most replayed because like there's a there's a shiny. I think did they look at it over here? Well, yeah, the shiny's up there. The shiny Goomy up there. But one cool thing here is that like seeing this Onyx as you come out of this cave. And also Steelix, which is crazy. Like there's no support here. It's just like I guess it's like it's just like a big rod in the ground that's keeping it grounded. Um that's really cool. Just looks like a vibe, yeah. It's really cool. But anyway, last thing before we go on to the Nintendo financial report, which will be the last thing we'll talk about. Um, so we did get a new Mario Galaxy Direct. So I'm not gonna show the trailer because like usually when I have that as part of the podcast, it'll get demonetized pretty fast. Um, but new posters just came out. Like I think these were just yesterday. Um, and they're really cool looking. It's got Mario doing the Mario Galaxy spin. Got Luigi on the bike. Got Bowser here, which has like the Bowser like carnival thing. So I'm guessing Bowser did get out somehow. Because this seems like the vibe of you know the end of Mario 3D World. Because there's like a lot of stuff from like not just like Galaxy, because it was called Super Mario Galaxy Movie, but there's a lot of stuff from like Odyssey and also like 3D World in here, because this looks like 3D World vibes. And then even Sunshine, we got Piantas. Oh my god, I didn't know it's like the the Conquer. Man, there's the like the space bunnies. I forgot what these things were called. Yeah, the Luma bunnies. The totally not Koroks, yeah. Oh yeah, these things. Yeah, these are from like Galaxy 2. So yeah, there's gonna be a lot of like deep cut enemies here and stuff for characters. Which I guess the CEO of Illumination wasn't lying. There wasn't gonna be a lot of like crazy characters in here. Oh yeah, the Whittles, that's what they're called. Got Luma here, and I know what you're thinking. People thought the same thing when they saw this image. Don't say anything. If you don't get it, you don't get it. For the people who do get it, don't say anything.
Say, fellas, did somebody mention the door to darkness?
Tommy, hello? I got it now? Yeah, you got it. Been lurking all night and this would probably about to lurk. Shame, all of you. But yeah, see, people were comparing it to that one anime figure that came out a while back, where it also has like the anime girl's leg like sticking out, but it looks like something else. It's her knee, nothing else. I know. Just the way it's positioned. The nub. Oh, yeah, now you get it. Also, we see the observatory back here. I was so focused on Rosalina down here. I forgot I guess we're actually going to see the observatory. Anyway, yeah, and here's the other which actually this actually looks pretty cool with the Bowser Jr. Thing. And also we're getting stuff from Wonder. We're
We're
getting stuff
sorry
from a
to all
lot
the
of
women
different
in chat. Just let us be reminded for once.
Also, we're getting a lot of different Mario games represented here because this is like stuff from Wonder. We're getting stuff from Galaxy, obviously. But yeah, this is from Galaxy. Um, Odyssey, like 3D World. And then we also have Yoshi. Like, yeah, this is gonna be an insane movie. I'm for Mario fans. They're putting the dial up a lot with like a lot of the different like characters that are gonna be in here and like enemies and like background characters and stuff. Between this and the Wonder Rosalina, people just really love her. Yeah. But anyway, let's move on to Nintendo's financial reports. Let's be serious for a moment. Me looking at Yoshi, have I ever told you how it's my dream to get eaten by you? Amazing Digital Circus line. Alright, but anyway, yeah, finances, stuff, hardware. So, we finally know the, what the Switch 2 did. 17 million in its first 3 quarters. Or not 3 quarters, but like, you know, the 2 quarters that it was out. Because it came out in June. Um, well, I guess that's the end of the 3rd quarter is June. Or not the 2nd quarter, I mean. Um, but yeah, 17 million units. Switch did like 3.25. Um, which that is actually ahead of where the Switch 1 was when it launched. So even though, because I know some people think for some reason that the Switch 2 is doing bad. It's not doing bad at all. Like, it's actually doing really well. Like, I think they have like a chart down here somewhere, but about how the Switch 2 is like significantly ahead of the Switch 1 of where the Switch 1 was in its first like 6 months or 6 or 7 months. I didn't even intend to say 6 or 7, but I did. Oh my god. Yeah, here it is. Here's the chart. So yeah, here's where the Switch 2 is. This is where the Switch 1 was. The thumbnail not well or RIP losing their minds right now. Yeah. Um, so the Switch 1 was around like 6 million. I was about to say 6 or 7 again. About around like 6 or 7 million units. It's doing like twice as well as the Switch 1 at this point in time of like the for far as like how many weeks it's been out in the market.
Paleo so messed up over the Rosalina thing with sex on the brain he just blurted out.
Anyway, yeah. So, yeah, the Switch 2 is actually doing really well. And the Switch 1 is now the highest selling Nintendo console of all time. It finally beat out the Nintendo DS. The DS was did really, really well. Sold for years and years. And it helped that there was, like, a lot of, like, you know, big discounts for DSs, and people bought, like, multiple, like, editions and stuff. Which people did the same for the Switch 1. But yeah, the Switch finally did it. It finally beat out the DS. Now the only thing left is for it to beat out the PS2, which we don't know if it will. They upped the number saying, like, "Oh, no, it actually sold 160 million." So, maybe the Switch 1 will do it at some point. I think it'll only do it if the Switch 1 goes on big discounts. Because right now, they actually put up the price of Switch 1. Because of, like, you know, tariffs and RAM prices. So, we'll see in a couple years. Because they're still making some Switch 1 games. But yeah, and it seems like we've plateaued at the amount of, like, annual users. Because it hasn't really gone up. It actually went down like 1 million users, like currently playing users. But that's still a lot. So, and then, you know, first party software are like exclusives here in the Switch 2 editions, which I still need to get Hyrule Warriors and Kirby Air Riders at some point. Fun aside, did you know that Kirby Air Riders actually sold more than Sonic Crossworlds? Which is crazy, because Crossworlds is a multi-plat game. I'm so surprised by that. Oh yeah, Switch Lite. Switch Lite is great. That's a great console. I'm hoping that at some point they make a Switch 2 Lite, to make like a cheaper version, for people to buy. So hopefully they do that at some point. And then like our planned titles. Oh yeah, Pokopia comes out literally like in a few weeks. Then yeah, the new Fire Emblem game. To be determined for the Splatoon Raiders game. Got the Yoshi game coming out. Mario Wonder Switch 2 edition. This just came out. Mario Tennis Fever. And we just had the Animal Crossing Switch 2 edition come out. I definitely want to play that later this year. I'm probably gonna play that during the subathon, because that's like a good game to play like while we're doing a big event. Yeah, Mario Kart did well. It's also because it was bundled as well with the console. Like a lot of them. Yeah, as a launch title. And now, yeah, we're still doing first party games for the Switch 1. So, people can play Tomodachi Life Living the Dream on Switch 1. Rhythm Heaven is coming out. And also Pokemon Champions is actually going to be on Switch 1 as well. Which I believe that's going to be like free to play. So you just have to transfer your Pokemon or like use rental Pokemon. Yeah, and Rhythm Heaven is also going to be Switch 1. That was on the Switch 1 Direct from last year. Then, yeah, they said they're going to be continuing to, release, new, Switch 1 games, So we'll see. If there's another like general direct later this year, there's probably going to be some other first party games, but these feel like they're a few of the last ones. I doubt they're going to have any new first party games for Switch 1 in 2027, but I could be wrong. It depends. Rhythm Heaven implies the existence of Rhythm Hell. Wow. But yeah, and then a bunch of third party games. Yeah, 7 Remake just came out, and we just heard about Rebirth coming out in June. Monster Hunter Stories comes out next month. Resident Evil is this month. Um, so and a lot of stuff is like day and date with like the other consoles, like Resident Evil and Pragmata. Um, Monster Hunter Stories. The 007 game. So, and this is interesting. Not sure what this is gonna be. Nintendo Live said that was like a big like event that they did in Tokyo last year. I guess they're gonna do that more, but they're making a fourth Nintendo store in Japan. Um, they recently opened the new U.S. store in San Francisco, so we finally have two Nintendo stores in the U.S. I still haven't been to one. I really want to go to one day. Um, so maybe they'll do a third one at some point. Then, of course, movies. The Galaxy movie coming out in a couple months. Then their 40th anniversary stuff for Mario Brothers. Yeah, Galaxy 1 and 2 came out last year on the Switch. So a lot of people kind of like thought this would be Switch 2 only, but no, it's not Switch 1. It's just like enhanced on Switch 2. Um the weird talking flower toy. The amiibo, which amiibo are still also expensive at the moment. No, I was able to get them very cheaply last year on a discount for like some of the Zelda ones. Because like they kind of like stay on shelves because they're so expensive. So people like retailers will just discount them. All right, there's a bunch of reference materials and stuff. Oh yeah. Yeah. Here's the million seller first party ones. So yeah, 1.76. Um, 1.76 million. That's how much Kirby Air Riders made. The Pokemon Legends ZA 3.89. That's just for the Switch 2 version. Um, Switch 1 version was 8.41 for Legends ZA. Mario Kart was 14 million. But yeah, if you notice, Metroid Prime 4 is not here. So I don't know if they just don't have the numbers for that yet, but I don't know if it actually sold a million, which is very unfortunate. Because there's been like a lot of controversy with that game, with how it plays and um some of the mixed reviews with it. I liked it, but I definitely prefer a lot of the other Metroid games. I'll probably like replay it on hard mode later this year during Metroid. But yeah, Mr. Yellow Paint, yeah. But yeah, that's the last thing I wanted to talk about. For the underwater level. Next time we'll definitely be talking about Pokemon Day. We did talk about a bunch of Pokemon stuff for this episode, but Pokemon Day will certainly have some new Pokemon stuff. I don't know if we'll have a underwater level next month because I'm doing my bidathon. So I might do it after the Mario movie releases or Mario Galaxy movie releases. We'll probably do it that first week, and we'll talk about the movie. So we'll probably do another episode in April. because the Bitathon is going to be starting at the end of this month, and then their Pokemon Day and stuff. So we'll talk about Pokemon Day, and we'll talk about the Mario movie. So, does that sound good for the next episode? I think we'll do it like that. So anyway, thank you for watching the Underwater level. If you're on YouTube, thank you for watching on YouTube. And for those of you that are in stream right now, say bye YouTube.
Goodbye YouTube.
Bye bye